Recorder's right.
We're live in 5, 4.
Live is live.
We're streaming right now, so you're good?
And I'll give you that tour successfully so long as I can keep up with the camera and stay upright. So if it's easy that you want on Bike to Work Day, it's going to probably depend upon what city you do that in. There are 4 cities that have been designated as bicycle friendly, according to an organization called Bike DFW in our area. Those cities are Fort Worth, Frisco, Plano, and Richardson, and they're for a variety of reasons. But the main one is for bicycle lanes. Now, I'm not in one right now, but we have a camera down here, and if we were in a bicycle lane, you would see markings on the ground that indicate bicycles can go here. Fort Worth is by far the easiest city to ride to work today. That's because they have just shy of 50 dedicated miles of bicycle lanes, and that's not even counting the number of miles they have that drivers are forced to share with cyclists. Now, at the other end of bicycle friendly, there's Frisco. It's a bicycle friendly city, but it was only in December of last year that the city added its very first miles of bicycle lanes. How many did they add? Well, they only added 2. That doesn't sound so friendly, but we're told it helps that they have what's called a bicycle advisory committee. And they also
I would hope he's in the car.
About 90 miles of bike trails throughout the city. Now,
if he is in the car, that's good, but it almost seemed like a motorcycle or something.
If he's following, I'm going to set my bicycle down and take my helmet off to be able to explain.
Yeah, but he's walking now.
Yeah, is it the Darcy
He must have been on a motorcycle.
DFW Airport, Dark.
Maybe they're on a tandem bicycle.
That's impressive. Yeah, someone was riding with alongside or something. But that's good.
Yeah.
And they're celebrating Bike to Work Day. And what that means is if you show
up here
with your bike,
That's pretty impressive.
Check your air and your tires, make sure it's safe, and they'll also offer you some free, much-needed refreshments. Live in Fort Worth, Ben Russell.
Catch that breath.
Poor guy.
Yeah,
that was a good live shot.
That was a good one. What was it?
Ride with me.
Ride with me. We're just gonna call him by the title.
Okay. Yes.
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 Okay, this one is live tornado trouble.
An apparent tornado touched down. It ripped apart homes in the Chestnut Ridge subdivision.
Clever hair.
Is live.
Oh, I saw this one.
I saw this one. I like this one.
There's a live look at the destruction there.
What? I didn't see this.
It was on the station of the station.
Oh,
thing,
yes.
This is the one I was telling you about yesterday.
Yeah.
First
Or
off, look at
earlier
this tree.
today.
It was completely uprooted here in someone's front
Yeah.
yard. And then in the actual limbs, you'll notice there's insulation,
like that.
there's shingles. I mean,
Yeah.
there's just debris everywhere. If you'll follow me this direction, I want to take you out across the street here. This is Jumper's Trail. Now, just about every house you see, one
Good
after
Lord.
another, after another, after another, completely destroyed. The damage goes on and on. It's just absolutely incredible. Sir, this is your home right here?
Love this.
Are you okay?
Yes.
What's your name?
Anthony.
Anthony. Terrifying?
No, I'm not too much. I mean, I've never seen nothing like this before, but
You're a brave man, and we're glad you're all right. Let me show the folks over here what happened
interaction.
to his garage. This is something you gotta see. Check out this 2x4 board right here. It was flying around in the actual storm and went right through the side of his home into the garage.
Look at that.
And did some extensive damage there. Now, I want to also bring you around this side. Now, if you'll look on the ground, you can see just how extensive the damage is. We have shingles everywhere. Right here, we have patio furniture blown around. This is actually a grill I found right here that's just completely mangled. We got a garbage can here as well. It's just absolutely unbelievable. And now there are crews out here that are trying to safely secure the homes before any other weather comes through.
But it still looks
until
good.
people can actually begin to get their belongings out and try to rebuild. We're going to have this story coming up a little bit more in detail.
And he wisely
next hour
turned.
at
So
5
Exactly. I
o'clock.
was just about to say, like, he
Definitely
just
sites
staying
have
with the
covered a lot of
reporter
these,
and be able to
but this
correct
one,
on his
unbelievable
last shot.
on
was
Jumper's
good.
Trail. Back to you guys.
Yep.
That's a yes for me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next one is Jeff Lake Elevator.
Okay.
So let's listen to Jeff Flake.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I understand that you said just last night you felt that
Saw
the
this one too.
that the witness
Saw this
was in
live.
fact credible.
On Monday, I stood in front of your office with Addie Barkan. I told the story of my sexual assault. I told it because I recognized in Dr. Ford's story that she's telling the truth. What you are doing is allowing someone who actually violated a woman to sit in the Supreme Court. This is not
That's a
tolerable.
tough shot.
It is really.
She's so short compared to
Really
him.
hard.
Think about them. I have 2 children. I cannot.
I think he's
Bar.
holding it. He's got to be
Yeah.
up
For the
here.
next 50 years, they will have to have someone in the Supreme Court
That's tough.
who has been accused of violating a young girl. What are you doing, sir?
I was
This is
sexually
the
assaulted
future
and
of
nobody
our country.
believed me. I didn't tell anyone, and
Yeah,
you're
he's shooting
telling
over
all
someone.
women that they don't matter, that they should just stay quiet because if they tell you what happened to them, you're going to ignore them. That's what happened to me, and that's what you're telling all women in America, that they don't matter, they should just keep it to themselves because if they have told the truth, you're just gonna help that man to power anyway. That's what you're telling all of these women. That's what you're telling me right now. Look at me when I'm talking to you. You're telling me that my assault doesn't matter, that what happened to me doesn't matter, and that you're gonna let people who do these things into power. That's what you're telling me when you vote for him. Don't look away from me. Look at me and tell me that it doesn't matter what happened to me. That you'll let people like that go into the highest court of the land and tell everyone what they can do to their bodies.
Senator Flake, do you think that Brett Kavanaugh is telling the truth? Thank you. Do you think that he's able to hold the pain of this country and repair it? That is the work of justice. The way that justice works is you recognize harm, you take responsibility for it, and then you begin to repair it. You're allowing someone who is unwilling to take responsibility for his own actions, unwilling to hold the harm that he has done to one woman, actually 3 women, and repair it. You are allowing someone who is unwilling to take responsibility for his own actions respond in the higher court of the country and to have the role of repairing the harm that has been done in this country to many people. No, thank you. What do you think?
Senator, do you care to respond?
No, I want to talk to him. Don't talk to me. What do you think? I understand, but tell me, I'm standing right here in front of you. What do you have? Do you think that he's telling the truth? No. Do you think that he's
looking for a
telling
guard
the
or
truth to
something.
the country?
She's looking for a guard or something.
Yeah.
Powerless.
Yeah, she is.
Thank you.
Can you now give them an answer?
We have our press available to talk to you guys if you want.
Statement, you don't have the answer, so give them an answer.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Care to respond?
Either come in or out. Thank you.
Saying thank you is not an answer. This is about the future of our country, sir. You're appointed to a lifetime appointment in the Supreme Court. That's fine. Find security.
You can be caught.
They with it. They with it.
Senator, you want to respond to their complaints? Senator, you care to respond to their complaints?
No, I need to go to the hearing. I just issued a statement. I'll be saying more as well. So, no, there have been a lot of questions here, and I don't want to ask it. Sure, everybody.
There's only one question. Do you think the American Bar Association says that they should wait for an FBI investigation? Do you not believe that?
Be heard by the highest people in power that they're
I don't think we've witnessed a moment like that
No.
in recent memory. A U.S. senator confronted by two, I believe, women who say that they have been raped themselves. One of them saying to him, and I'm quoting here through
I have
tears,
a
"Don't
question.
look away from me, look at me and tell me
This is
that
done.
it doesn't matter what happens to me." Just remarkable.
It is remarkable. We just witnessed about 5 minutes of Republican Senator Jeff Flake after he made an incredibly important decision to vote for Judge Kavanaugh after he heard from Dr. Ford and Judge Kavanaugh yesterday, confronted in the elevator by those two women, as you said. Jim, his answers to them, thank you. I need to get to the hearing. You will hear more from me in just a moment. He did not answer their questions. Nia Malika Henderson, to you. Let's talk about what this means for this country, for America, beyond this vote. What we just saw is not isolated to these two women and that one senator. That is emblematic of where this country will be left, regardless of which way this vote goes, Nia.
You had a question?
Yeah. So, with an entry like this, the things I would commend the photographer on is, of course, staying with it, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Holding the camera up like that is hard.
I know his
hard.
shoulders are burning.
It was an impossible. Oh, snap! It was an impossible, situation and stuff like that. But like, what else do you critique on? Like, what else do you? Because the content of it overpowers anything that the photographer does.
I agree with that.
Well, first of all, I don't like ambushes.
Sure.
Where you pin someone in and ask them something that
they're not going to get an answer.
They can't respond there because it won't. It's a lose-lose for them, no matter what side they're on.
Sure.
But as far as the live, it was the content more so than it's not the TV station.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting
doing
at.
a great job. It's just
okay.
Because I guarantee what happened is they all chased him to the elevator, hoping to get the door closing, and then that erupted.
Yeah.
Right.
And he just happened to have that great. I mean, he was right there
for the sound. Yeah.
And for him to have that wherewithal.
He's probably the only one who got that.
Yeah,
because there were still cameras in front.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's probably why he submitted it. But
no, yeah, and like I said, I commend him for like sticking with it and knowing to go with it and keeping it. But like when I think about like
the other two
already, it's
right.
Like it doesn't.
It doesn't.
I would agree with that.
So no.
No.
Next one is brush fire.
High five, brush fire.
Oh.
This is the one house that was affected with military roads serving perhaps as a border to prevent it from getting further and firefighters getting there as quickly as they can.
Good news is, as we've been watching this for the last 35 minutes or so, firefighters have able to have had a handle on the scene. It looks like the fire is out at the home. These are live pictures now from Alex Rozier. Alex, can you hear me?
Yeah, maybe we can. So we just arrived at Military in Fontanelle here. I'm still carrying
Kudos, he's carrying the photographer's tripod.
Walked up, but you can see the large amount of emergency responders that remain on scene. I'll tell you in the last couple of minutes, the level of intensity from the firefighters that have been battling this has dropped significantly. They were focusing their attention right here when we walked up on this backyard garden. They were able to contain the smoke. But let's walk down this way. We're on Military Road, and you can see even more vehicles. And Jim, I don't know if you can kind of show I-5 at all in those lights from the scene. That's how close we are to the interstate. You can see I-5 down there in the distance. But this is where all of the firefighters have staged.
Mary's in the same.
We're walking down, trying
just
to
a
figure
winner and a
out
runner-up.
if there's any more property down here. But I'll tell you that I've walked for about probably 8 blocks at this point, and there's been emergency vehicles, fire, police.
I like this live shot because you can tell it is. They very much were just like, we're gonna come to you when we come to you.
Even,
and they really are just doing this on the fly.
On the fly, right?
I think
Yeah.
Dave mentioned that this was the Google Earth,
and it's
home
clearly
that he was
an
showing,
intense situation.
And it appears that they've saved the structure itself, which is quite impressive given the flames that we saw early on. But the Seattle Fire Department continues to put water on this scene, guys.
It's tough too.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. You can actually still see flames burning on that hillside, and obviously Jim was able to zoom in and say, yes, there are still some flames, because from our DOT cameras, it looks like they've made significant progress in putting this fire out, almost to the point where they might have completely doused it, but it looks like they're still working on it right where you are on Military Road, and making sure that all the flames are out.
Wet.
Yeah.
Oh, look, that looks like snow. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's probably, at this home alone, more than a dozen to 2 dozen firefighters that are trying to address this situation. Again, what a tense call out for the Seattle Fire Department, given the close proximity to I-5 and the large amount of vehicles that are on the roadway. Not only that, you've got this home that is right here. Jim, show the exterior of the house, though. You can see that they are putting some water on it right now. I can't see the front end, so obviously, but for the most part, it appears that the structure itself looks okay. Now, that said, as I say that, you can see the large amount of water that they're putting on the home right now to try and save it.
Yeah, we're not clear if that's the one where that fire was reported, or if there's another home farther down.
It is, Mimi.
Okay.
It is. Yeah.
That is the home?
Said on Google.
Yes.
Okay.
If she was listening, he
Well,
said
like
that was
from the
home.
Sky King view, firefighters are making some big progress.
Anchors.
Not a lot of flames that we can see from this vantage point. So that is good news after about 40 minutes of watching this fire grow rapidly. Of course, they're making sure all those hot spots are out and trying to protect the other homes that are in that neighborhood.
We saw a brush fire in the Northgate area just a few weeks ago that moved up the hillside. They put it out very quickly. They checked for hot spots. They were there for, fire crews were there for hours on the scene. And a few days later, it reignited. So that's one of the reasons why they will just keep dousing and dousing and dousing the ground.
So 2 right lanes are blocked. Cam, I know you've been keeping tabs on the traffic there. Just a few minutes ago from DOT, they were saying the backup is 2.5 miles. It's probably growing even worse right now.
Right. SeaTac to Seattle is a 38-minute drive right now. I'm going to say closer to 40 because it's climbing, the drive time-wise every 20 seconds. Normally, we'd be looking at a 13-minute drive from SeaTac to Seattle. So 99, 509, still looking like great alternate routes. As volumes build, northbound I-5 is going to get more and more congested, obviously.
And from Sky King right now, you can see those firefighters down at the bottom of the hill on the freeway, putting out the flames from the ground down at the bottom of the hill. Again, this is right across from Boeing Field, South Beacon Hill neighborhood. Looks like pretty good progress that they're making as cars are slowly moving past that scene, a big distraction for drivers on northbound I-5.
Yeah, considering that just 25 minutes ago, this looked like a massive wildfire, in a sense, a brush fire out of control. And look at the police presence and from Sky King, the backup that has ensued, as you mentioned, Cam. Now, double, triple the time. Triple the time to get from SeaTac Airport to Seattle itself. We've got Alex Rozier on the scene, Jake Wittenberg at the breaking news desk, Mimi Jung, I'm Steve Unin. Cam is following the situation as well from our traffic center, and this is affecting in large part one house on Military Road in Seattle. This is just east of Boeing Field.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more breaking news after this.
Okay, I have another question.
Yeah.
So is this considered, is this category live for the station, or like is it a particular photographer, like,
I can read the category for you. It's any live shot where you may or may not have video to play during your live hit, most likely a breaking news situation. It can include station inserts or can be edited to delete the station inserts.
Okay.
That makes sense.
This is a yes for me.
That was a lot of work.
It was a lot of work.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Next one is Photojournalism Lab Ice Storm.
Ice.
I am, Reka. It's really cold out here, as you can imagine. It is so fleeting out here. And Katie, and this is a perfect example of why they don't want people out on the roads right now. Look around me. It is completely white. This bridge is iced over. We're at I-10 and Pin Oak Road. And let me show you what I'm standing on. It is solid ice, guys. It is slippery. We have to be extremely careful out here. Traffic is very light, but I want you to look at I-10 West here towards San Antonio. People are out on the roads. It took us about 30 minutes to get here from downtown. Traffic was slow. We saw several crashes and several entrance and exit ramps closed. I want to show you where we parked our Ford Explorer there at the end of this bridge. Again, this is closed right now to the general public. We've seen law enforcement out here checking these bridges, and we just talked to some officers about 30 minutes ago that said they are just getting reports now further west of additional bridges that are beginning to ice. This one, they told us, has been closed all day, but again, just getting additional reports from law enforcement west that more bridges are starting to ice over. So if you live in the Katy area or West Houston and you're thinking about heading out tonight or tomorrow morning, remember this visual. This is exactly why they want you to stay home and be safe. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Back there, I like that.
That was good.
What do you think, Beth?
It was a good live shot, but it's something that there's nothing crazy that stood out to me. It looked like a normal live shot on a normal newscast day.
She was very visual and descriptive.
Yeah.
She demonstrated for you, you know.
Yeah, and I guess what I liked about it was the beginning where the opening shot wide out and then walked up to her, and then, you know, it's just like, it was nice blocking.
Everything was smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with
but
that.
But there wasn't crazy here.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, because it's one of those where it's like, I've done that live shot 100 times.
I get you.
You know,
fair enough.
But I think we consider it. I mean, it is a nice looking live shot, absolutely.
So, we'll see.
But it is also easier to do those live shots because she's not running in a fire and she's not.
So if we want to base it on that, then I would say no.
Okay.
Because
it is a nice. I don't want to say no. I think we need to watch them all before we just rule.
So maybe then.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I like it, but it's not. Oh my God! Like there's not a whole lot of show and tell.
Because when he had complete control over that, complete control.
Well, yeah.
You know, and so then that kind of changes things. Where the fire one, they were in the middle of a scene. They didn't have complete control over things.
Fair enough.
With that one, you did. I mean, there was
the
literally.
The one before they kind of did too, with the homes.
Yep.
Yeah. But they
had interaction. They walked around a lot. That was a little.
And
okay. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Next one is gas explosion.
Oh. I bet I know what this one is.
Okay. I think I'm on number.
Inside this two-story apartment building, we are live at the Minnesota Manor Apartments. It's a very active scene here at this hour. According to initial reports, 4 firefighters have been hurt. 2 others are missing. This building has partially collapsed in some places, so crews, we're told, are actively looking for fellow firefighters. Now, the call came in about 30 minutes ago. Initial reports again, some type of explosion, and police are working what they're calling an active gassing. You can look right here now. Police are asking us to move over.
Set up at Green Hill and Police Lane. If you want to go down there, please.
Green Hill.
Green Hill and Police Lane, down there.
Thank you, Lieutenant. The lieutenant is telling us we have to move now.
No, you gotta go that way. You gotta get outside behind the
back this way because they're saying it's an active scene. They're calling it an active gas scene, so they're pushing people back from where this incident has occurred. We're going to go under the yellow crime scene tape here, or the yellow tape in this instance.
Hurdle.
It's blocking people, keeping them away from that building. If you look over there, you see some residents, they too have been moved from this building because they're calling it again an active gas scene. We have a 2-alarm fire here. If we walk this way, you can see ladder crews attacking from that end of the building. And then to the right over there, hordes of firefighters over there attacking with water and so forth from the front. Again, we're waiting for confirmation as to exactly what occurred here. We're on our way now to the command center. They have set up a command center for the media on Cherry Hill and Brems Lane. We're going there now to perhaps get more information. When we get it, we'll bring it to you. Well, live now in Northeast Baltimore, Keith Daniels, Fox 45 News.
All right, Keith, be safe out there. We're going to stay in touch with you throughout this newscast. We'll check in with you soon.
Yeah, and we'll keep going back to Keith out here in Northeast Baltimore for this breaking story. There are a lot of unknowns here. Keith just said 4 firefighters injured, but 2 missing right now. We need to clarify that and find out what's going on with that. Keith, thank you.
See, now, I liked that one because they kept their cool in chaos. Like, it's hard to do that and stay steady, and they didn't have any control over their situation.
They didn't, but I've seen that. I've done that so many times like that.
But that's harder to do, I think, than the previous one.
I agree. But
yeah.
And I like that they got it live, that you got to move down the street, you know.
Yeah.
That was good, but
I get what you're saying, because the previous one is, even though it's a live shot, it's not like a breaking news.
It's not very active,
yeah,
right?
It's not very active, and yeah, this one I was just.
This one can be
smirking.
another.
Yeah, it could be a maybe. I was just smirking because of the reporter. He's good, but it was like, I was just thinking about the typical reporter. Like, and if you follow me this way, if you look right there,
under that police tape.
And I'm like, why were you in front of the police tape?
That's what
well, he's very descriptive, so I mean,
yeah,
I
he's
don't want
very
that person if he has to
very
describe
descriptive,
something or read me a story. What are we thinking?
Maybe. No, y'all say yes.
I agree with Beth on the fact that it's more active than the last one.
I mean, yeah, I do agree with that one. That I would say yes to take the last one out, or
just make it a maybe.
Just make it a maybe.
Let's make it a maybe.
Because then we can always just say no after we see them all.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Although we have 3 solid yeses.
Do we have 3 solid? I thought it was 2. Oh yeah, we do. Brush fire.
Next one is Song for Safe Return.
Live song for safe return. Oh, song for safe.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, vigil is being held for the teenager from Dinwiddie who's been missing. Family members tell CBS 6 that Keisha Atkins has not been seen in 2 days. Our senior reporter Wayne Koval's live now to tell us about the search efforts still underway. Wayne?
Bams.
Bill, let me tell you, it's very, very emotional here right now for this vigil. Here's what happened. The vigil started out here at the home. Then it transferred to where a group of people started walking a circle, and they were singing and praying, and they walked about 2 times around this neighborhood before family members finally broke down crying. The whole event today is to offer prayers and support for the family of the 17-year-old who's been missing since early Monday morning. The teen, who is an honor roll student and who has never done anything like this before, has left both her parents and sheriff's investigators fearing for her safety.
I just want kids to come home safe and sound.
Anthony Coleman says it's been a rough 48 hours for the family.
Just trying to stay strong and have faith and just praying to God that everything will be all right and kids will come home soon.
The 17-year-old Rising Jr. was last seen by her grandmother early Monday morning. She hasn't been seen.
Skip to the tag, I guess?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I felt a little intrusive.
I did feel that.
It's like uncomfortable. I'm like,
I was thinking that when he was talking behind them.
well, that's why he was behind him, but the camera was.
No, I know it's a.
But he was still loud.
Yeah. That's why I was feeling.
Yeah.
That's the intrusiveness that I was feeling.
There we go.
The family says this vigil is to offer prayers. Keisha comes home safe and sound. The family says public support like this, the prayers, the singing, that it's this right here that you see, this community, this is what is keeping this family strong and hoping that Keasia comes home safe and sound. Working for you in Dinwiddie County, Wayne Coleman, CBS 6.
That's just weird.
Survey says.
No, that's a no for me.
No, I'm good.
No.
Wow. Where was that?
Dinwiddie County? I don't know what
Did
that
they
is.
find the girl? I want to know if they...
Did she come home?
Yeah,
Like, someone Google this.
Please come home.
Nasser.
Next. Oh, this one was good.
Oops.
Unique. Dang, got it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I find that you don't get it, that you're a danger. You remain a danger. I'm a judge who believes in life and rehabilitation.
Yeah.
When rehabilitation is possible.
I get you on that one.
Come back here and show me the great things they've done in their lives after probation, after parole.
That's
I don't find that possible with
Maybe I
you.
didn't see this.
That's all for the record.
All right.
Yep.
You have been watching our
Yeah, I
live
was waiting
coverage
for
of
that.
Larry Nassar's sentencing. In fact,
Kinda
we
late.
just watched as he walked out of court there in Ingham County Circuit
I wish
Court.
they would've stayed
Judge
on that
Rosemary Aquilina sentencing Larry Nassar to 40 to 175 years in prison. Just before she handed down her sentencing, she said, and this is a quote, "You do not deserve to walk out of prison ever again." That was a direct quote that she said to Larry Nassar. You're looking right now as members of the prosecution are hugging, consoling each other, and they actually, we did hear from the prosecution just before the sentencing, the assistant Michigan AG talking about Larry Nassar, directly saying he used his prestige to
I
manipulate
wish they'd
young
take the
girls
live
as young
full.
as 11 years old.
Right.
She also went on to call Nassar a master manipulator. She said he was known in that world as a gymnastics god, and he preyed on those young girls, often abusing his victims, she said. These young victims, these young girls with their parents oftentimes just a few feet away. We also heard from Larry Nassar himself. Earlier today, it was unclear whether or not we would hear from him. He did read a portion of a prepared statement and twice actually turned to the court and addressed his victims. At one point, he turned to the victims sitting in court and apologized to them. I want to read to you a portion of what he said. He said, "Your words these past several days have had a significant emotional
he's doing a
effect
good
on
job
myself and
looking
have
for those
shaken
moments,
me to
find, you
my
know.
core." Arnick Monticelli has been following this story for us, covering it from the very beginning. He is live right now in Ingham County Circuit Court. And Nick, you know, after 7 straight days of very powerful testimony from those brave women Nassar abused, we saw all of this unfolding here this afternoon.
It all happened right before our eyes, Sandra. You're going to see kind of a strange here live TV moment, walking back inside of the courtroom as all the sentencing just happened. You can see all the victims surrounding me who are just elated of the sentencing. 40 to 175 years. Again, that's on top of his federal sentence, which brings his total sentence to 235 years total. Now, he does have the right to appeal that, and you're going to hear a lot of that happening after this. He can appeal both his federal sentence and he can appeal the sentence here. And again, this is kind of a weird live TV moment, but we're going to try to kind of get our way around here, start talking to some of these victims who, again, are just elated about what has happened here and the decision that Judge Rosemary Aquilina has decided to make, again, on that sentencing, 40 to 175 years. If you look over here, you see a lot of these victims. That is Larissa Lorenz, who was one of the first to come out. Her story, not believed by the initial investigators. Rachel Denhollander is giving her husband a big hug and finally realizing that this is over. She is the first victim to come out when the first Annapolis Star report happens to say that this happened to me, and I want the world to know. I want Nassar to finally be held accountable. When you first started this process back in August of 2016, did you ever think that you would get to this point, and did you think it would turn into what it did?
You know, again, the number of sexual assault victims Larry had was plain to me. Whether or not anyone would feel safe enough to come forward, that was the wild card.
Was there ever a moment where you had to step back and say, oh my gosh, there really are this many victims, or did you kind of know deep down?
I knew. Because that's how pedophiles operate. That's how pedophiles operate, and that is why I was convinced, even at 15, that there was no way someone hadn't spoken up. There was no way.
175 years, the right sentence?
Absolutely. I am very grateful for Judge Aquilina and the leadership she's shown for all of us.
Do you think that justice within this court? We're going to move on and talk to many of the other victims that are here inside this courtroom. Again, please forgive the live television moments as we try to crawl around and see what's happening here. Walking through other reporters, walking through all of the media here. Live on TV, sorry. I'm signaling over to talk to Lisa Lorenz, who is the mother of
That
Kaylee,
simple
who is,
narration.
the young girl.
Yeah, it works so well. Yeah.
Lisa, I'm going to kind of reach across the table. We're live on Channel 4 right now. Your daughter is over there. She gave the second statement today. How proud of her are you after all this?
You know, it's indescribable. She just is so grown up and so poised, and it was so heartfelt. And it's like, my brain went back to when she used to compete, and you'd be like, oh, that was really good, and I was really proud. And other things like when she got her scholarship, those are nothing compared to how proud I am of her. She's way stronger than I am.
Kaylee's right there. Come on over, Kaylee. I know we're live on Channel 4 right now. Get your crutches through there. I know it's kind of a silly question, but how do you feel?
Oh my God, I'm so thankful for Judge Aquilina and all the work that she's put into it and the team has put into it. I'm kind of at a loss for words right now. I've been crying all day, but I'm so happy.
You were one of the last three, the final three victims to give your statements today. You told me on numerous occasions that you kept rewriting this over and over again. How many times did you write your final statement?
20? Give or take a few. She banned me from touching my statement anymore, so.
What was the biggest portion of that you wanted to get across? Was it what you had gone through? Was it something you wanted an answer to hear?
The ending. I want answers, and I want accountability, and these people need to step up.
What's next for you?
To fight for the answers, I think. I won't stop until I get the answers I want, so.
And I know your mom won't let you.
She won't stop either, so.
175 years, the right sentence?
Unbelievable. Yes. Yeah, it's the right sentence.
Did you ever think you would get to this point when you stepped forward so many months ago?
No. I mean, you go through it and it feels like such a long time, and this day comes and you can't believe kind of how fast it went and how much you went through in 18 months of this process.
I'm going to let you guys go. You've got a lot of emotions to process right now. Standing next to us is the police chief from Michigan State. Chief, we're live on Channel 4 right now. I know that we're going to separate the Michigan State from the police department right now. For this purpose, anyway.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on seeing your team come together and prosecute this?
I'm a little bit of a loss for words. I mean, I'm so proud of all of the work the Special Victims Unit put in. I'm proud of the fact that we were able to have a unit like this to address this.
I felt that too.
And the Attorney General, the support that they started right from the beginning, getting into this, there's no reservation. And to get to today is all about all of the girls, and I think what the judge said in the end about this being their day is really exactly what it is. It's their day, and I think she did an absolutely incredible job for speaking for every one of them today.
Did either you or Detective Mumford realize that there would be this many victims?
I don't think anybody had a clue as to the numbers that would end up, coming forward to report, and it's been an enormous drain on the resources, but that drain was worth every hour that was put in, and I don't think that it in any way works out to be what the girls have put in. So every hour that went into that was returned by all of the work that they did coming forward, and all the strength. So yeah, I think today
That poor
is,
photographer in the back is probably like, oh god, I'm on live TV.
Everything today is a day that everybody can believe that the criminal justice system work together.
I know.
Notice it.
And hopefully that will have or result in more people coming forward, and that's the important message.
Chief, thank you very much for your time, and thank you for the prosecution of this. We're going to join now Kyle Stevens. She was the first victim who gave her impact statement 7 days ago. She's talked to a couple of reporters. We're going to kind of join. Actually, she's not. I'm going to join her. Hi, Kyle. I'm sorry about it. We're live on Channel 4, which is NBC. That's right. You heard a lot about what the prosecution, the judge, your remarks early on in this. You kind of set the tone. How do you feel now?
Relieved.
You had said that little girls grow up to come back and destroy your world. Do you think you accomplished that?
Yeah, he's going away for a really long time. He's not practicing medicine anymore. He's not fooling anyone anymore. I think all of these little girls grew up to strong women that really rocked his world.
Kyle, thank you very much. Great job. Okay, we're going to continue moving around here. Let's keep talking over there again. I'm sorry, this is awkward television, but welcome to our world. The prosecutor, Angela Kovalides, is over there. I'm going to try to get some comments from her.
This is when it's awful to be a short photojournalist.
In our competition.
In situations like these. Because if it were me, we'd be looking at everyone's shoulders.
But the reporter would actually, kind of clear the way for you.
Well, but see how he's moving through everybody, and you can still see heads. Like for me, just see a shoulder.
But if you have them understanding that you're shorter, walk sideways.
That's true.
Oh,
yeah.
So absolutely, I think this had a huge effect on our survivors and their healing, and I hope the community.
And again, what was the final sentence? It's hard to hear out there.
Her final sentence today was 40 years on a minimum to 175 years on the maximum. Judge Neff in the federal court has also ruled that he is serving 3 consecutive sentences, and that there will be.
All right, so that last person we're hearing
They're
was
asking informational questions.
She was the
Say that
prosecutor
again.
in
They
charge
were
of
asking
this
informational
case.
questions.
We're going to work on so much
We know that already.
reaction from all these victims, the prosecutors, again, the victims turned survivors on later editions of Local 4 News at 5 o'clock and 6. But for now, I'll toss it back to you, Sandra, in the studio.
Nick, I know you have a lot of work to do, so we are going to let you go. Meantime, we want to point out our team at Click on Detroit. They put together a complete history of the Nassar case. Rod Maloney, Karen Drew, they are continuing the conversation right now on our Local 4 Facebook page.
Good.
That was good.
Yeah, that was 11 minutes. That didn't seem like it was. I don't know. Did it seem like it was that long?
No.
It didn't seem like it was that long.
I mean, it felt lengthy, but I was waiting.
You in it.
Let's go talk to somebody else.
Yeah.
That's a yes for me.
Yeah, that's a yes.
I agree.
To be able to carry something that long is really impressive.
State Fair. Bring it on.
This the last one?
Corny dogs, big tax, of course the Texas Star, it's all iconic, but there's actually a new Ferris wheel adding to the fun this year, and Courtney Gilmore is live for us. I'm guessing on it. Courtney, yes, I was right.
I know her.
Yes, yes,
She was
we
at
are on
NPPA.
it, Mark and Deborah, you're right. The newest Ferris wheel is called the Giant Wheel. This is a great way to see all of the State Fair and really the city of Dallas, but a great opening day for the State Fair of Texas. Now we have a ground shot so you can see the Ferris wheel, this newest ride in its entirety there. It sits 108 feet in the air. It's about 22, 24 gondolas here, and so yeah, people are just going to have a great time here at the fair. Like I said, 5 new rides, and of course all of the food you can imagine, everything fried and just good for your soul, right? Like I said, this ride sits 108 feet in the air. And speaking of the air, we have chopper above us as well to give you a full perspective of everything at the fair. And so not only can you see this Ferris wheel that we're on, the giant wheel, but also you can see the Texas Star and the observation tower that sits high in the air as well. 2.3 million people, Deborah and Mark, will be here for the 24 days of the State Fair of Texas. I've got my taste, a little taste of the veggie corny dogs, the cheesy pups, And of course, I played some games, so I got little big Texie here. Howdy, folks. Howdy, folks. Yeah. You guys come out. You guys come out. We're going to be here all day. And at night, of course, we got the parade later on. But it's just going to be a great time.
All right.
We'll see ya.
Yeah, have more fun there, Courtney. And by the way, a lot of folks say there's only one Ferris wheel. Well, full disclosure, I'm kind of scared of heights, so I like the little one better. Glad they added a little more. Thank you.
I mean, we have 4 yeses right now. Are we picking 1 and 2?
No, 1, 2,
1, 2,
3,
and
honorable mention.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, honorable mention?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
It's like quarterlies.
I've never.
1, 2, 3.
Oh.
You can have up to 7 honorable mentions.
Oh.
We've had 3 is the most we've ever had before.
Well,
if you don't think something deserves to be a first, you can just do like a second, third. You guys can. It's
Okay.
your show. You can do whatever you want.
We haven't said anything about this one yet.
No.
I know.
This one was cute.
It was cute.
It was, and I like they had the different elements to be live with.
Yeah, the different. You mean the different shots?
Different shots.
Yeah. I felt like they held on that one for a long time, but
The ground one, yeah. They should have. I agree. They should have gone to the chopper shot sooner, because at least it showed us.
Mm-hmm. But I mean,
something.
yeah, I mean,
Well,
it was
we have
a fun little one.
Yeah.
A different one. Do you think?
Which
it was
one's your
better
first place one though?
Oh,
Because we judged them all now,
Yeah,
so we can just.
Are we stopping the broadcast while we pick a winner?
He's not here.
Because we want to announce these a little bit later.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not right
Probably
away.
should stop.
Before I open my big mouth.
What did we say about this one?
I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Can you say maybe for it now?
I can take a maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask a question. I was gonna say, all right, what do you think of this one compared to the one on the bridge?
I feel the same way about both of them.
That's what I was thinking.
Right.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, like, this one had more where they had the ground shot, they had the helicopter shot.
But it's the same thing though.
Yeah.
It's super control.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got what? 4?
We got
5?
four yeses.
Oh, because of the maybes. Yeah. Sorry. I was like, all right, yeah. So Ride With Me, that was really impressive to me. Oh, are we stopped?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
We're not transmitting anymore live.